All right, boys, it's the next morning. Last night I put everything back in the garage because we got some rain last night. Definitely got a little rainy, so I packed the garage back up and just tried to clean up a little bit after last night. And then last night, basically, I'll show you in a minute, but we got this corner done, as I'm sure I showed you last night, and then we're gonna try and tack this front corner over here. So we're gonna get tires and everything out of the way and try and get this other corner done. Then once that's done, then, you know, double check your work, put the wheels back on it, lower the front, put the back in the air, and then start in the back corners. Okay, Braden, so when you're putting this back on, the one cable here, let me get your light for you. Hold up, Derek, need you to be quiet just for a second. Your cable for your speed sensor comes in front of the knuckle and then down, and your brake line, well, don't worry about your brake line right now, but that for your speed sensor comes down the front of the knuckle. Got it? Feeling a little bit like Derek of Vice Grip Garage because, well, this axle nut right here wasn't the same size as the axle nut over there. So we had to go, that one was a 32 right here, and so the other one was a 32. This side, this one was a 1 3/4, which is the same but isn't. Because even though that works there, works in there just a little bit better. So I don't know, and I definitely did not use the impact with those ones, but who cares? So yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure some of you might. I don't. I just wanted the bolt off. What does he say? Bring the thunder? Let's do that. It's thunder time, baby. First, let's line up the sockets. Okay. Bring the thunder, please. God, I love impact guns. I'm down with sketchy, but even I have my limits. Also, if you're watching this for a tutorial, please click away, because this is the most untutorial thing you'll probably ever watch. Okay, now that's out. Time to get the other one. All right, so after a little bit less struggling than last night, probably because it's daylight. Well, actually, it was daylight when I did this yesterday, but the second corner is always quicker than the first corner. This is the second control arm. You see a little bit of grease actually from the axle. When the axle went on this side, which actually I think the axle on the other side is going, so or it's at least leaking, so I'm gonna have to address that. Yeah, now we're gonna go grab the other A arm and put the other one back together, and then start putting this corner back together. All right, and then just in case my shots from yesterday didn't work out, this is the new, here, let me sit you down. That's a pretty good angle. This is the new control arms. Now, the struts, not the springs, but the struts, these control arms, and a couple other things. What else is there? A couple other things I got from a guy named Vane in Milton. He had a Celica, sold it, and had a whole bunch of brand new parts that he never used. And so he sold them to me, so that's why I put lowering springs on struts instead of coilovers. Coilovers was the plan originally, but I got such a good deal on the struts that, or coilovers was the plan originally, but I got such a good deal on the struts that it didn't make any sense to not use them. Coming in, the new one. Now, yesterday I had a really fun time getting this lined up, so hopefully it's a little bit more Smooth sailing. That went on too easy. Now I'm scared. All right, now that I've got this done, I'm just gonna put the axle back into the knuckle, bolt it back up. Well, actually, then the strut's gonna go in, and then the brake, and then just put this dust shielding, which actually there's fabric on this shield here, I guess, to catch spray from the belt, because the belt's right here. And then we're gonna do the strut, then the brake, then this corner will be done, and then we can drop the car back on its wheels on the front. I don't know if we're gonna get to that in this part of the video, but it'll definitely be in this video. So I'm gonna put you guys in the time-lapse mode for a little bit. All right, so we got the strut in, it's all bolted in, all the hoses are bolted back in, secured, and they're running the proper routes. I just bolted the caliper in to make my life a little bit easier. So now we're gonna take the caliper off, do the brakes, and while that's happening, it started absolutely pouring rain. So I'm just here sitting, chilling, listening to the rain, watching a little bit of Vice Grip Garage. Not a bad day, to be honest. It's gonna stay a good day unless the rain starts blowing this way. That won't be such a good day. All right, guys, so I did the brakes. I forgot to, the camera was right there and I just forgot to turn time lapse on. So new rotor is on, EBC rotor. The new EBC red stuff pads are in there. The strut is on, or the new lowering springs and the strut is on. So now basically what I'm gonna do is clean up all of this, double check this side and the other side, put the wheels back on it, then we can bring the front end down, and then basically move everything to the rear because, well, I mean, the front bumper's still off up front, but in the rear we still have a lot to do. But that's my plan for now. All right, guys, it's a couple hours later. I'm back. We're gonna work on the car again more, so let me get you up to speed on where we've been so far. I'm gonna put the light on you here, just so you can see more what I'm talking about, because it doesn't always come over on the GoPro in the garage. All right, there we go. So we've got the car and jack stands in the air. We've got the wheel off, obviously, and then in the back here we're going to be doing basically the same as we did up front. We're going to be doing the brakes, the rotors, the pads. We're taking off that old lowering spring. I'm not sure what brand it is, and we got new strut, new shock, and new spring for back here. So I'm very, very excited to be doing that. One thing though that I found that was a little bit alarming was this. This is the passenger rear brake assembly. Now, tell me if you see anything wrong with this. What the heck is this? This brake is misaligned and this one is misaligned, and it's actually dragging right there. So see this pin, how it slides and it holds it in? I'm just missing that pin. Like, I don't know. It's not in the garage. It's not anywhere in here. So I have no idea what happened to it. Gonna be honest, a little alarming. So we're gonna have to find another pin and go from there. I'm hoping that you can just cross it with other Toyota products. You probably can't because it's probably GTS specific, but oh well. So now the first order of business here is gonna be getting these rear panels out. So this panel and this panel have to come out because the top of the shocks bolt in like somewhere right back here. That's gonna be step number one. I've already taken off the little service panels. so now we've got the trunk is cleared out now. And funny enough, I've actually got one of the factory 5-spokes still left. The original set that I had for this car has since been sold, but I do have another set of these 5-spokes from my previous Celica over here. So anyway, we've got this side panel off, most of this out, and then I still have to take this one out. And what we're gonna do is, at least I think the goal for tonight, tonight for me, not for the video, but for me, is to pull off these rear struts on both sides and get them off. I think that made sense, right? This strut is beat up. This whole spring assembly and everything is just beat. I'm pretty sure these struts, I don't know if the struts are the original struts of the car, but I'm pretty sure it's been on these lowering springs since 2007, and it's 2023, April of 2023 at the time of this shooting. Not shooting, filming. And they were, I think this is when the springs were put on. And I mean, the car's at 339,000 kilometers now. I would imagine that, or I would maybe think that in 2007, I know that in 2005, it had 27,000 kilometers on it. So maybe in 2007, it would maybe have, well, still under 100,000. So it's got 239,000 kilometers on this, I think my math's right, on these lowering springs. So this setup is definitely very, very tired. So let's get these off the car. We're also going from red springs to green springs. So a little bit of Christmas. Okay, come on now. Let's go. Really, been watching a lot of Vice Grip while I've been out here working, so he's having an effect on the lingo. Ow! Can the guy get a break? All right, so I'm gonna work on getting these off. I'll get back to you. All right, guys, it's the next day. This impact wouldn't work. My neighbor let me borrow his Milwaukee impact. That didn't work either. So the same neighbor, who's actually a big car guy, I'm really, really excited. He just moved in. He lent me his breaker bar, which, not to compare sizes or anything, but his is a lot bigger than mine, and we've got a piece of pipe here now too. So hopefully this should be enough to break loose. Where is it? This bolt right here. And apparently on like all the Celicas, no matter what shape, mileage or condition they're in, those bolts all the time refuse to come off with anything except a big ass breaker bar. 19 mil plus extension. Feed this in right there. We're gonna put this Johnny on there, and then that fridge is gonna be in our way. So, give me a minute. All right, so now, here, that is recycling. Okay, hopefully that's all the room we need. Put that back. I don't know if that was a good bang or a bad bang. Yes. Yes, I think we're in business, lads. It's nicking the, I don't know which bar that is, but it's just getting hung up on that. That's what you're hearing, snap. It's just, or I guess, I hope you guys can hear that, but that banging you're hearing at the beginning was it breaking loose. Now let's see if my little impact will do anything against that, or if we still need I think we're still gonna need the other thing.